Lately, I've been playing a lot of gacha games, and something I thought to myself, kind of a weird question, but are gacha games kind of falling off? I mean, I don't mean Genshin or Star Rail are going bankrupt. They're still raking in millions, but outside of those, it feels like every new gacha that drops either disappears in 2 months or gets memed to death by launch week. I mean, what happened? Gacha games should, in theory, be perfect for this era. I mean, it's free to play, bite-sized content, continuous updates, and stories that never really end. It's like a live service anime. Gacha games are the full course meal. So why does it feel like most of them are dying before they even get a second season? Well, let's talk about it a little bit. Back in 2020, Genshin Impact exploded. It was like Breath of the Wild meets anime. Huge open world, gorgeous visuals, and an actual story. Then came HSR, building on that formula with better writing, turn-based combat, and some of the best arcs I've seen in any game, period. But now, even those giants are struggling to hold onto that initial magic. I mean, Genshin players talk more about burnout than excitement. Star Rail, while still good, is already running into power creep and systems like global passives that just add to the FOMO, like if you don't get that character, you're getting left out. And what about the others? Well, the ones that launched with promise but vanished from the timeline. It's like anime seasons. A dozen launch each quarter, but only 2 survive the scroll. The truth is, most gacha games can't hold long-term attention. I mean, some of them are just not designed for it because sometimes you can just grind out a whole gacha game in a month, but you have to wait a few weeks before the next update. And it's not just about the gameplay. It's kind of about like the pacing, the investment, and the grind versus reward ratio. You see, this is where gacha games confuse me the most. They should be everything I want. Free, ongoing stories I can check in on every week, like reading a manga or a book with that updates forever. But too often, it feels like I'm logging in to burn stamina and auto battle through filler. And yet, when they hit, they really hit. I mean, Star Rail's Adventuring arc, that's probably one of the best stories I've ever played in a game. Period. Moments like that prove gacha games can deliver high-level writing, voice acting, and emotional weight. But there's so much padding in between that it almost feels buried. The same system that lets these games keep going on forever also makes them feel like they never go anywhere. I mean, not everything's bad though. There are a bunch of gacha games that are still pulling it off, but I wouldn't say trending, but they are still doing it well, right? You got Zenless Zone Zero having Hoyo versus next big thing. The animation is poppy, the style is fresh, and they've changed all of their systems for the audience, and the criticism that they receive, they will reply back. It just feels super fresh. It's Hoyo versus newborn baby, and they are still keeping that momentum. I mean, Wuthering Waves is actually shaping up to be a true spiritual rival to Genshin, I would say. I mean, they started out really rough. The start was really rough, but Kuro Games slowly shapes up their development, responds to criticism. The combat is still slick, the tone is dark, and the graphics are amazing. I mean, Wuthering Waves is getting better and better. And then you also got Arknights that actually beat Genshin this year in terms of revenue at one point, and is still going so strong right now. One game I do want to mention, speaking of Arknights, this is a little bit side ramble. Path to Nowhere. I mean, not a lot of people in global play it, but I've recently dived into it and it is one of the most polished, atmospheric, tactical gachas I've played in a while. And a fun fact is that it has more female players than male players. I mean, that was honestly one of the things that kind of intrigued me of why there's more female players, so that's why I kind of started playing it. But it really drew me in. It is a spectacular game. If you like Arknights, I think Path to Nowhere could be there for your specialty. The only difference is that it has a very realistic, coolish style. So if you don't like that art style, then yeah, that's unfortunate. But personally, getting back into gacha games, I'm playing still. I mean, I'm still playing into Star Rail, dipping back into ZZZ and Weathering, just getting into Path. I've also was interested in Memento Moria, Nikkei. Like, I'm still playing those gacha games, and honestly, they're still pretty good in my mind, but I just want to let you know that I'm not just some outsider who watches anime and thinks randomly about gacha games. No, I play a lot of gacha games, so I'm just kind of curious of why these gacha games haven't been popping off, or recent gacha have been kind of diving down in popularity. Some of the gacha games are struggling. There's always new on the horizon. You got Etheria Reflect is looking wild. It's like Star Rail meets Epic 7 with both PvP and co-op, which could probably bring a competitive depth to a genre that usually avoids it. We also got Memento White Shadow, it's flying under the radar, but it has vibes of dark, stylish, introspective. Think Nier if it had gacha mechanics, and definitely on my watch list, but it's also turn-based. And then it's been out already, but there's also Infinity Nikki. Yeah, the dress-up game. But I've heard the world building is relaxing and very immersive. Recently, they added co-op, so, you know, I might actually give it a shot. I think you should check that out too. I mean, this variety is exciting. And it does prove that gacha games are evolving, but, you know, we don't know. They could all flop, and I could be saying some bullshit within the past few years. But let's talk about numbers. So in September 2024, Honkai Star Rail earned 67 million, while Love and Deep Space came in second with 62 million, and Genshin Impact third with 45.3 million. So money's still flowing, but that doesn't tell the whole story. In Japan, nearly 1 in 5 players aged 20 to 29 admitted to spending so much on gacha that it actually reflected their real life finances. At the same time, more games are burning out quicker. Players just drop off faster than ever, especially when early game hype gives away to grind heavy maintenance modes or pay to win mechanics. So what we're seeing isn't a crash. I think where I'm getting at is that gacha games are getting a little bit more saturated. The top games are a little bit too big and the rest can't really keep up. Though I will say there are exceptions there, and there are gacha games that hopefully, I pray, will rise to the top. Now, in conclusion, what's the state of gacha games? Not dying, but just unstable. I know this kind of video is a little bit more of a rant, but I just wanted to talk about how, you know, gacha games, the space is bloated, players' attention is short, and the ones that survive are the ones that offer more than the daily grind. They offer identity, immersion, and something new. So if you're tired of the same loop, maybe try something left field. Check out Path to Nowhere. Memento Mori, you know, it's a AFK game, but it's definitely a more chill side, so if you want something like that, you should definitely try that. Keep your eye on Etheria Reflect. It actually comes out in 2 days. And also Memento. And don't sleep on Infinity Nikki. if you're into chill vibes. The next great gacha game might not even look like a gacha game at all. So just keep your eye out on these gacha games. I know one of them will pop up again someday. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you're playing. And if you've already raged, uninstalled any of these, I want the full story. Peace.